What up, everybody? We're back with another standard video, and this week we are playing demons. It's an archetype that I've loved in the past. It's an archetype that I still really enjoy playing. I just haven't had much of an opportunity to get around to it. So let's go ahead and talk about the deck real quick, jump into some games. So the deck itself built around a pretty awesome combo. Alright, you're playing Unstoppable Slasher on turn 3, swinging with it with a Blood of Aquazats on the or Bloodletter of Aquazats on the table on turn 4 for just a one-turn kill. That's not bad. Now, in the past when I've played this deck, I've also thrown in the Rush of Dread combo, which does basically the same thing. It's just a little extra redundancy for the Bloodletter combo. This time around, we're dealing with a VV Scourge, so we need a couple of cards to deal with it. In the main board, we got Intimidation Tactics and a full playset of Duress. We don't have Inquisition of Kozilek, we don't have Thoughtseize. This is what we need in order to get those problematic cards like Profs or potentially the Agatha Soul Cauldron out of the VV player's hand. This is going to help us exile either of those. Now, obviously being a mono black deck, we're going to run a lot of removal. 3 copies of Tragic Trajectory, Bitter Triumph, Shoot the Sheriff, Archenemy's Charm. All pretty solid. But then we've got some interesting additions here. Alright, 4 copies of Deep Cavern Bat because obviously you need to go ahead and just make sure that you can keep your opponent's hand empty. Obviously we're going to be running Preacher of the Schism. The weird one, Tiny Bones. Alright, the VV decks love to just discard their hand, discard their cards. So exile it from the graveyard with a stash counter on it, and then we can play their cards from exile, which is pretty sweet. And then we can activate Tiny Bones. We're probably not going to ever get to a point where we are doing that all that often, but it's there where we can tap him and make our opponents discard a card. And obviously, just because we are playing the Demon package, we've got Unholy Annex Ritual Chamber up here as our top end. There are definitely other versions of this deck that are playing Demon Wall, and while I'm not necessarily opposed to Demon Wall, trying to make room for things like the Rush of Dread combo, making room for Duress and Tiny Bones, it definitely makes sense for us to just try and trim on this card that's only doing blocking duty until like turn 6. Sideboard, we got more Intimidation Tactics, again just overboarding for VV. Stab is here because we really want to overboard for the mono red matchup. Skitter to get rid of more graveyard things, 2 copies of Deadly Cover-Up for, again, exiling more stuff. Aquazats for life gain potentially against red. The End for VV for mono red for control. Strategic Betrayal just so we can make our opponents exile their stuff and their yards. Destroying the graveyard super important in standard right now. You need to be playing to that angle. We got a Cruel Claws Heist just to help with our control matchup, exiling more stuff and gifting our opponent a card when it's the late game and making it so that we can take that card. Pretty huge. And 2 copies of Ghost Vacuum, again, just rounding out the exile-based package. This deck hates graveyards, and hopefully with the combination of this graveyard hate and our combos, we can get there. But I'll see you guys in match number 1. Alright, match number 1, we get to be on the play, which is sick. Hand is kind of weak. We need more land, so we gotta mull that. Okay, so 3 lands, all removal and hand disruption, sure. Let's ditch that and let's run it like this. So the reason we didn't play Duress turn 1 is we want to see what our opponents are going to do. It looks like they're doing Demir artifact things. Oh, okay. I see exactly what they're doing. Alright, we're taking that Repurposing Bay. Our opponent is trying to do some Grixis things with Repurposing Bay and Simulacrum Synthesizer. Cloud Annex. All in. Thankfully, this Torch Tower doesn't have any targets, and that Phantom Train said this Torch the Tower didn't have targets, and my deck wanted to show me that it does indeed have targets. But at least we get perfect information on their hand this way. So, show me what you got. Another Enigma Jewel, Phantom Train. Yeah. Not a whole lot we can do there. I think it's gonna be a matter of popping and opening the other half of our ritual chamber that's gonna be huge in just a second. Alright, there's the Phantom Train. Choo-choo. Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and unlock this because I'm not super worried about the train itself. And now we can at least start to put a clock on our opponent. Alright, so they got this Enigma Jewel. As long as they don't have another Cryogen Relic or something to bounce us back to our hand, I don't feel super bad about the spot we're in. Alright, they play out Watery Grave into a repurposing bay and a Cryogen Relic. Wow, the opponent's really got it all going for him right now. So chances are they can't pop that because it only makes colorless. They could do this, or they could sacrifice and get a Simulacrum Synthesizer. Yeah. And they're popping the Enigma Jewel to pop that, getting what? Oh, getting Tidal. Interesting. Gonna get in for 4, I imagine. Alright, draw another card. Okay. So, opponent's got a little bit of a clock on us, in addition to us just killing ourselves with this thing. That's fine. And I do suppose that our opponent can go repurposing this Tiger Blade into something. Going for this other Ritual Chamber is going to be huge. We can take out part of their clock here in just a second by killing this Phantom Train when they go to activate it. Weapons manufacturing. That's solid. Enigma Jewel. Make a thing. And then you've got that online. We're going to make it a little slower for them to kill us in our stuff. They can turn this into another one of these with Repurposing Bay. But they want to do that on their turn, not ours. Opponent's kind of mulling this decision over, and we've got this Unstoppable Slasher that's going to be here for a couple turns regardless. Alright, they're thinking about it. They maybe want to turn this into a Simulacrum. Or they could just upgrade this into a 1-drop, but I don't know what 1-drops they have in their deck besides the individual that are really good. Okay. Going for the Bay. Interesting. Alright, well. Slasher comes back. Alright, opponent. Are you going to animate this? Because I feel like you gotta, but I think you see through what we're trying to do here. We want to bait that out of you. Alright, well... We're doing this that way we can gain a life. We're gonna kill our thing. Rotten Mouth Viper. That's a really good one. So opponent takes a little damage. They can... What can they do? They can turn this into another Tithing Blade, or they can get another Warmaker Gunship, or they can just start to bash in for a bunch. I think next turn, we actually have a win if they don't interact with our team. Alright, repurposing base, sacking Enigma Jewel. Ooh, they get the Cryogen Relic. Alright, so they're going to tap down our demon. Rottenmouth is going to sack those two, deal us 6. And that just says we can sacrifice a non-land permanent, so rest in peace to this Unholy Annex Ritual Chamber that's completely unlocked. We're definitely sacking it. There is a very odd chance that we can get there, because we can discard a bunch of cards in our hand too. But we need our opponent to not tap our demon with the Cryogen Relic. Like, we are... Okay? They went entirely at the demon. That's such a good one. Okay, so... go ahead and drop that Deep Cavern Bat. We're going to station that completely. Yeah. Draw cards. Swing for 6. Swing for 10. Just adding insult to injury here. And they got it. GG. They had the line. They had a really strong line. Okay, so what are we bringing in against this opponent? Probably going to be bringing in... These intimidation tactics are really good. Deadly cover-up's not necessarily the greatest, even though we can use it to take out some really good stuff. All those tragic trajectories can come out. And I think we can bring in a Cruel Claws Heist, and we just got to drop one more. Let's drop a... Honestly, let's take out this Archenemy's Charm. And then we will run it. Alright. We're going to be able to play. Hand's fine. So, I think we're just going to start with this Duress. Took out Torch. That Legion Extruder is going to be kind of a booger. Trying to think of which one we want to take from our opponent more. I think it is the Legion Extruder. Force them to use the other one so we know this creature just gives me going to live for a turn. Spire Bluff. It's probably going to be Spire Bluff in the repurposing bay if I really had to guess anything. But I could see our opponent just pushing the card advantage a little bit more. Like, they're fine losing a card here. Ooh, Intimidation Tactics is so good. Alright. Trigger. Perfect. Alright. Play Tiny Bones. And then we're going to Intimidation Tactics, take this Repurposing Bay. Like, almost guaranteed. If you're going to just torch Tiny Bones... Crazy. Alright, well, Repurposing Bay is gone. You've got Legion Extruder and the Phantom Train. I mean, take out our vampire. It's reasonable. Are you gonna sack one to make a thing? I mean, we're gonna take your Phantom Train. Fountain Port. They could do the thing, make a token, and then use Fountain Port to sack it. Alright, cool. So on the stack, kill that. We're not getting got by that mouth again. Lord have mercy. Alright, swinging in with the preview. Alright, next turn, we got the combo. You know what? We'll go ahead and do that. If they have another one, that's chill. Or like, maybe that was a little aggressive because... Again, it's just like card advantage. So opponents have got to sacrifice this Tithing Blade. But now you got to have the artifacts. And the reality is we're about to start just making so much damage happen in the air with our flyers that it's insane. Alright, 4 times the damage. And they're dead. They probably didn't expect that would happen either. Alright, so run it back. That time our deck did exactly what we wanted it to do, and I can get behind that. Alright, this hand has a curve. Admittedly, the curve needs to last. Alright, so if we had a 1-drop, like, hand check spell that would be good. Alright, come here. Now we're going to look at your hand. We're going to take this Gleaming Gear Drake. Like, should it have been the Into the Flood Maw? That is a possibility. Alright. Unhold that. Opponent's probably got Negate or Into the Flood Maw that they're going to use here. So, like, before we get a chance to really have this pop off. Yep, okay, cool. Dryad Relic. Opponent's desperate right now. Alright. Well, they're back. And opponent scoops it up. We hate the mana screw, but we'll take it. See you guys in match number 2. Alright, match number 2. We're on the play. And has a decent curve, oddly enough. Alright, go Tiny Bone, remove a thing. Okay, it looks like they're just really right. They might be that 8-mana stack in all honesty. They're looking at this Tiny Bones like, what is this card? Why are they playing it? And now that they see that they cast get lost on it. Okay. Alright, opponent. Cast an Enduring Innocence. We're shooting the sheep. Now, we're actually going to play the Soulstone there. We're going to play next turn the animator, turn it into a demon, and swing through. Alright. Yeah, opponent, you draw a card. Tap out. Tap out. Let's go! Alright. Now, I want to do this. Oh yeah, we're absolutely keeping that. Alright. Keep this around just so we can do that again with Tragic Trajectory. Elspeth. Whack. Okay, well. Elspeth is gaining way too much there.
Watch for my return.
Alright. So Elf, I'm okay with. No Ouroboros. Please. No mystical snake, all-consuming. I really shouldn't have said anything. I talked myself into that one. Not big enough. Graveyard that. Terrible top deck. Alright, swing for 8. Okay, draw a card. I mean, an impossibly thick board right now. Opponent's got to swing for 8. They ain't swinging for anything. Okay. Unholy Annex, Unstoppable Slapstick. Like, we've got everything on board. Bloodletter connects. That does the thing. There ain't no way that we're getting here, right? There ain't no way we're getting here, right? Okay. Again, impossibly thick board. That's so bad, actually. I forgot that at lifelink. We are super dead. We are incredibly dead. Holy. Okay. So, what do we want here? These stabs are going to be good. These deadly cover-ups are going to be good. Are these strategic betrayals going to be good? I don't think they are. These intimidation tactics are going to hit, though. All of these duresses are gone. And it's kind of weird, but I think we actually take out these deep cavern bats, too. Because it's just like they are the weakest creature, a bad top deck in the matchup. But it's not like Tiny Bones is that much better. They're not discarding things at the same rate. And he doesn't have any other abilities, so at least flying's going to give us something. Alright. So, let's run it like that. Okay, we're going to play. Hand's good. We can hope that our opponent's going to mulligan. And we can hope that we hit land number 3 on turn. Exile the board. Tragically, our opponent's creature is going to go away somewhere. Wow. Opponent was really just trying to ride the Ouroboros. That's kind of good for us, I guess. Well, there's that. Alright. We connect. Back up to 20. Didn't hit land number 3, which is rough for us. Still not hitting land number 3, which is rough for us. Oh my god, we're still not hitting land number 3. Kill it. Dog. Ain't no way we're stuck on 2 lands. Alright. Opponent's gonna start drawing their cards now. This is insanity. Alright, well, their board gets a little bit bigger. That's the power on board. That's rough. All these 3s and 4s and 5s, and we're only on 2 lands, and our opponent has managed to hit every one of theirs. Okay. I mean, I don't think there's a universe where we are winning now. Okay. And they've got Devout Decree. Yeah, opponent got this one. I'll see you guys in match number 3. Alright, match number 3. We get to be on the draw, and we are not keeping a 0-lander. Yikes. Okay. That's a really bad place for us to be. An opponent's keeping their hand. We'll keep 2. We'll put back the Preacher. Hope that we go run a runner for black sources. That way we can just do everything that we need. Alright, we're doing this so we can just kind of check their hand and take any removal they might have. Chainsaw and Burst Lightning. They're a mouse, but also cloud deck? Okay. And I'm sure there's probably some logic to just holding the duress for the tiny bones. They're definitely going to put another chainsaw in their hand. Now they go for the Buster Sword. Alright, well... play Buster Sword, play Cloud. That's just a solid combo. You can go for Rockface Village and make some mice. But I cannot shoot the Sheriff targeting Cloud because he's a mercenary, and mercenaries are outlaws. Whack. Yeah, this is about what I expected. Okay. Cloud will double triggers. I mean, good thing I can just block with this slasher. We do have 2 unknowns. If they have Sheltered by Ghost and then they can equip Cloud, like, that's so bad. But there's only so much we can do about that. Right. Alright, picking up. That I can be fine with. Neat. You know, and I was here saying that, like, oh yeah, we'll never activate that. There's a weird chance we could activate it, but I don't think we're going to. I think we want our opponent to not hit 5th land, to just go and do that, to kill our Unstoppable Slasher. They are really thinking about it. I think they just hit their 5th land to do it. Okay, opponent. That is dead. Unless you got a protection spell, it's dead. Yeah, okay, they were really just thinking that one over. They're probably going to equip it now to, like, Cloud or to Flowerfoot Swordmaster and hope that it can finish the job. Okay, they go for Cloud. Wow, and they had 5th land, and they just did not do it. Okay. Well, play this. Just hope. I think the best thing that I can do is animate this Soul Stone and block Cloud. Because if they go for Burst Lightning here, it is what it is. But we can block Cloud, kill it, block this Flowerfoot Swordmaster. Okay. Alright, so let's block. Alright, so we block the Cloud. They let it happen. That's crazy. Another Flowerfoot. Also crazy. Okay. Equip it. Do all that. Plus that. Okay, opponent. So, swinging the Buster Sword, swinging that into the Buster Sword to put the mouse thing. We got another one. Like, surely. I mean, good news, we can block one of these if they decide to equip it. Equip and animate does, or activate that, does give them 2 3/2s. Which is pretty neat. And it takes up all of their mana to do it. And we would honestly just block whichever one has the Buster Sword attached to it. They go Lava Spur Boots. Okay. Okay, deck. Cut a brother some slack. Alright. Well, now we're just making you either use it or just ditch it. Cool. We now have an untimely malfunction. I mean... At this point, I think it's kind of pointless for us to just not swing. Are you gonna kick it to kill the slasher? Kill that slasher? Sure, opponent. Alright, well, just really throw everything on there. Put everything on that mouse. It's a 5-4. You gonna make it a 6-5? Come on. Do it. You know what? In fact, animate the Restless Bivouac. Do it. Nope, you're doing that. Okay, 6-4. Alright. Ah! Alright. It is a 7-4 with Ward 3. And there's a Mabel Alright, let's destroy one of these artifacts. I mean, yeah, let's get rid of the Buster Sword. Oh, that's so whack, bro. Alright, can we get a land? Like, a land and I will discard this arch enemy's charm. Or are you just gonna animate the bivouac? Bivouac and attack is real good. Are you gonna equip the Crag Flame to one of these things? Honestly, equip it to the Flower Foot. That way you get guaranteed haste, trample, everything else. And it'll pump up Mabel. Come on. You gotta do it, opponent. Yes, there you go. Cool. Six, 10, 12, 13. I mean, we'll block this, take 9. Opponent gains a metric boatload. Thanks, deck. We'll discard a card. Alright, 6. So that's 6, 7, 8. Alright, opponent. How much of your advantage do you want to push? I mean, that's 3. It's like a guaranteed 3. No way you had the lightning healers there. That's so good. Alright, so we want intimidation tactics, stab, the end. I mean, that was a really bad showing for our deck, but really good for the opponents. Oh my gosh. Russia Dread's a little win more E. And Tiny Bones can go so we can bring in these strategic betrayals. I almost want to bring in this Aquazotz too, just because like it's living through basically everything. Yeah. I think we'll run it like that. Alright, so that was a really bad game for our deck. Just not hitting lands is so brutal. Alright, we're going to be on the play. I mean, it has more than 3 black sources in it, like we got to keep it. cool. Opponent mulligans twice. I mean, yeah, this will be a game, I guess. Like, we get to just destroy their hand, but... Again, we didn't do much in the last game. To be like, this is owed would be a thing, I guess. Exile target creature. If the gift wasn't promised, return it. Yeah. And tapped. Okay. Well. Creature. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna Parting Gust our creature? Take the match. You know what? We'll look at your hand just in case. Okay, it's a land. Sick. Opponent has hit every land they needed this game. We are stuck on 3. Double strike. Reveal a thing off the top. That stays exiled. We're killing this. Oh. No, we can't. Okay. That's rough. I mean, what's the likelihood that they hit one of their many removal spells? They already exiled 1. Okay. Are you gonna say I can't block? Well. Yeah, double strike. It's fine. Okay. Alright. You're probably just gonna get rid of that. Let's swing through with this. Drop you to 8. Probably gonna activate, get something off the top. Burst lightning. Alright, you taking out our fishy. Okay. Get a 4. That puts me to 8. Taking 4. No way your last card in hand is sheltered by ghosts. You know what? Just in case. Because now I'm paranoid. And, like, you're not going to hold a creature in hand. Okay. Yeah, that in hand. I'm hitting you. You're down to 4. Or you're down to 3, actually. You gonna kill the slasher? You got the ability to. Oh, that's so sick. Opponent's gonna kick it. Just to watch themselves get kicked in the teeth! Alright. Love that. That was a good way to end that game. Alright, let's run it back. While talking so much smack for this deck, like, really just demolishing us with our land the last couple games. That was at least a decent way to finish it off. Alright. Game number 3. Opponent mulligans will keep this. Like, this is removal.deck right now. Alright. They get a mountain. Looking at their hand, but Sacred Foundry taps. And they pass. Alright. Deck, we need lands. Land. Thank you for listening. More land. I would like 2 more lands in the next 3 draws. 2 more, 3 draws. 2 more, 3 draws. Okay. Okay, hold up now. Alright, opponent's down to 9. We will strategic betrayal you. that's the choice you're making.